Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at my Necrozma in the Ultra League. So let's have a little fun here. I'm going to go ahead and invest those rare candies right now. I know I'm going to have a ton of these candies by the end of GoFest, but we want to get this done right now. And since we're limited, for the people who are not actually at the official events, to 5 remote raids, I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. And this is a 100. I'm going to eventually max this thing out, so it doesn't really matter. If you haven't seen that video, it was my last one. I couldn't believe it. Quite literally, my first Necrozma raid that I was invited to was 100. Unbelievable. Crazy stuff. All right, so let's get into it. Now, one little thing I have to say. Yesterday, when I went over the counters for Necrozma, I was actually going into Necrozma Ultimate's form, which is going to be Psychic and Dragon. Whenever we get that, it's going to just be the strongest thing in the game. But that's why the counters were a little off. But for the most part, they're pretty much on point. But that's why we didn't see too many dark types up there. We'll go over the actual counters here soon. That's my bad. But again, for the most part, they're okay. All right, so Necrozma in the Ultra League was interesting, to say the least. It's not like I really want to use it again in the Ultra League. Or any league for that matter. I want to fuse it so I can use the Dawn main or Dusk Wings because, or should I say that backwards? Yeah, those things. You can use them in Master League apparently. People are encountering them. Unless Niantic changes that anytime soon. Looks like you're going to be able to use them in Master League. Absolutely incredible. Considering they're kind of like a Mega-esque type of Pokemon. So Necrozma is going to be using Shadow Claw, Dark Pulse, and Future Sight. So it also does have Iron Head and Outrage, and Psycho Cut and Metal Claw for the quick moves. But we're going to be going with this set here. I kind of wanted to go with Psycho Cut to farm up that energy really fast, but Shadow Claw is just going to be that much better for us, so we're just going to go with that, right? All right. We're going to be pairing it up with several different Pokemon here throughout this entire video, and let's see what we can do. Is it going to actually kick some butt? Yes. It is going to be able to sweep up. If you're able to land that Future Sight, you're going to be doing quite a bit of damage, as Necrozma's attack is pretty alright, I suppose. But yeah, let's see what we have going on here. Again, we're going to be pairing it up with several different Pokemon throughout this entire video. So let's see what we have going on here. Losing the matchup up against Pidgeot, but that's okay. They did go for Brave Bird, so we're going to go ahead and just counter them down before they get to a charge move while we're up a shield. They're bringing in Flygon, 4 times weak to Ice. Pretty risky here. And Necrozma doesn't even get to see any action, as they are going to be backing out here. So, all right, let's get it. Don't worry, it's going to be going in there and putting in the work here in a minute. Leading with Feraligatr, I met with another one. What do you know? Folks, if you could do me a big favor, too, really quick, by hitting that like button, that'd be much appreciated to show me the support. That'd be great. All right, so Feraligatr versus Feraligatr here. They built up to 2 Hydros, but we just built up to our next one, and I'm sure I have higher attack, so we're going to be able to win that CMP here. And this is why I use higher attack Feraligatr, is because when you do encounter another one, you will be able to win that initial encounter there as far as the charge move is concerned. Now, we are not actually winning that because we didn't use a shield. I'm just going to let Poliwrath go in here, get hit by a not very effective move, and we'll just come out of here with energy as well as double shields. And they're bringing in Venusaur here. Since we have the Icy Wind ready to go, if I ever call it Ice Punch, you already know what I mean. We're going to obviously go ahead and throw that. They let it go knowing that they can take those counters here. Obviously shielding up that Frenzy Plant, and that is our first shield used. Going for another one, and they're going to be using their last shield. I swap into Necrozma here, and they're going to be retreating with some energy. Now they're bringing in their Giratina, so we're going to obviously start throwing these Dark Pulses here. Now, yeah, that's what you want to do. I mean, Future Sight is going to do a lot of damage, but it's just not super effective. This is just more efficient. Now, I take out that Giratina before they can actually throw a charge move, so we can hold on to the shield here, shielding up that Venusaur and getting to the next Dark Pulse. And our Necrozma is actually putting in the work here. Let's go. All right, let's keep it moving here. Next battle, what do we have going on? Met with, a Shadow Granbull. All right, so I don't mind this matchup really whatsoever here, as we're going to be able to do a ton of damage with Hydro, but they're going to be retreating into a Poliwrath. Look like they're maybe trying to catch, who knows. But we're going to go ahead and swap into our Necrozma here. Let that Icy Wind go, unfortunately, and we're going to see if we can get a shield out of them with a not very effective Dark Pulse and attack down, and we do. Fantastic. Now, although we are Psychic type and we're taking a lot of damage from counter, it's pretty ridiculous. Yeah, that's Necrozma. It's in the Ultra League. That's why. That's what happens when you put these things with high combat power in the leagues that they don't really particularly belong in. All right, but we're winning that up. Good, good, good. They're going to farm us down with Feraligatr. Unfortunate there, because now we're going to have to go in here with our Poliwrath and really actually take a lot of damage from these Hydro Cannons here. Yeah, see, it still just hurts. Feraligatr Shadow, it's just another beast. All right, so we're taking all this damage. Not looking too great here. All right, the game's trying to make it skip. I go for the Skull. They're going to be retreating back into the Gramble. What I should have done there was swap immediately and go for Hydro Cannon. I completely screwed this up like I can't believe I did that. All right, but we're getting to the next Hydro, which is going to KO. We should be able to Shadow Claw down the other one here. And hey, let's go. All right, now when it comes down to this Necrozma, it's pretty interesting, I suppose, in Go Battle League, but where all the fun is going to be is when you fuse them together. That's when things are going to be crazy. Next game, we do have an Armor Mewtwo. When the heck are they going to be bringing this back? Seriously, come on. Like one of the fewest things that they've made return and recycled. Literally it came back once and then twice with Side Strike, and then that was it. All right, but that was a decent matchup. They're going to be swapping into a Sylveon. We're going to go ahead and bring in our Skeledirge to just kind of absorb this. Like I said, we're going to be using several different Pokemon. Feraligatr is going to be sticking around, I think, most of the time. I think the whole time, if anything. All right, so we'll let this go. It's no problem. And we're going to farm them all the way down to Funky Town and have all this energy ready to go. Now, unfortunately, I threw Disarming Voice. I was expecting the other Pokemon. So yeah, it's a Talonflame. Yeah, not very effective. But now we're going to go ahead and go for Shadow Ball here. Do believe they'll shield this up. Oh, they let that one go too, holding onto that last shield while we still have two. But they farmed the heck out of us with all of that energy. All right, so we're going to go ahead and bring in Feraligatr to just kind of absorb whatever they throw and put all of our hope into the Necrozma and Shadow Claw that Mewtwo down. And then Shadow Claw down the Talonflame while still holding on to two shields. Let's go. Next game, we're met with a Poliwrath. We already know what this is. It's not the best matchup for the Feraligatr or for the Poliwrath unless they have Dynamic Punch, but that counter is going to be doing a decent amount, as well as our Shadow Claw and even the Hydro Cannon if you can get it off before they hit you with the Icy Wind, which you can as long as you just make sure you throw it. So we're going to go ahead and go for another one of these. That's the only thing we can do at this point because we have that Skeledirge in the back. I'm not trying to swap or bring in the Necrozma because you already know I'm going to get countered by some sort of nonsense. So we'll bring it in now to Shadow Claw them down. Yeah, looking good. Still holding on to two shields, and we have a decent amount of energy loaded up here. And they're bringing in a Cresselia. This is exactly what the doctor ordered. That's what we want to see here. Throwing that, and then we're going to go ahead and catch whatever they throw at us here. And Moonblast, beautiful, as Skeledirge does resist all of that, unless it is going to be a future sight. They're going to swap into their own Skeledirge, and what we're going to do at this point is just go for Shadow Balls. There's no need to bait. Yeah, sure, could have baited that, but I'm just going to keep throwing since we're ahead of energy, and we also have two shields left, so we might as well just go ahead and do it. All right, going for the Shadow Ball here, and one-shotting them, of course, since we took them down, and they're going to be backing out. That's a shame. I wanted to bring the Necrozma back in there if the Skeledirge wasn't just going to finish it off. All right, next game, we're going to be leading with Dragalge here, and up against Alolan Muck. This is an excellent matchup here. We don't mind this at all, although that Dark Pulse is going to be doing quite a bit. So one more is going to pretty much push us over the edge. So we're going to go ahead and build up to that Outrage, make them think we're going for that. Get a shield? No shield. That's unfortunate. Now we're just going to have to throw the next one here. More than likely, they will shield this up, letting that go too, and getting to the damn charge move. Dragalge, will you survive? Highly doubt it. Down. Oh, double KO there. Sounds good. At least we got rid of that Dark type with our Necrozma in the back. So let's see what happens here. We're going to go ahead and bring in Necrozma. And they're bringing in Giratina. So again, I mean, this thing is pretty strong. It's just in the Ultra League, so things are a little difficult for it to kind of navigate around here, being so damn squishy, you know? And you could go with Iron Head to pull off those charge moves a little bit faster, or even with Psycho Cut for that matter. But then you're dropping the whole Shadow Claw thing, which is like, you know, the whole best part of it pretty much. All right, so they're going to be backing out there with their Empoleon, and we're taking that win. Next game, what are we going to see here? Dragalge into Annihilate. Okay, this is good. Now, with my odds, this will have Ice Punch, more than likely. Let's take a look here. Of course it does. Of course it does. The algorithm will not allow me to not encounter one that doesn't have it when we're using a dragon or anything weak to ice. And we do have the Ampharos in the back. So We're going to go ahead and just let this go here. I think we were going to want to go in here with Necrozma and just farm them up. They're going to get to a charge move, but that's okay. We'll go ahead and use our shield here. They're going to go Shadow Ball. That would have one-shotted us. Since they're down a shield, that's okay. They're looking good. Now we're going to just throw Future Sight on this Articuno. Articuno is pretty tanky, so we're doing a lot of damage. Since we have Ampharos, we're obviously going to be bringing this in here. Now I didn't initially just bring in the Ampharos because we would have taken an Icy Wind. A couple of them, as a matter of fact, and I want to just farm them down. So that's what we're going to do here. Pretty low on the Ampharos, and they're bringing in, what was that? Throwing ice. We're going to, oh, it's a Wall Rain. So we go for the Trailblaze, do some good damage while raising our attack as well. Now we're actually back to neutral because of the Articuno's Icy Wind, right? And that Wall Rain, it just built up a lot of energy. That's not going to be looking good for me. I'm shieldless. They swap back into their Annihilate to catch. No, we're not going to be throwing, and then throw immediately as it comes back into battle. And our Necrozma taking out the Wall Rain. Let's keep it going here. Next game, what are we going to see? A Dragonite. Okay, this is no problem. We're going to do a lot of damage with our Dragon Tail up against that Shadow Dragonite. Now this Dragon Claw is essentially going to take us out, so we're going to go ahead and shield it up. And if I recall correctly, they're actually going to shield up this Aqua Tail as well. So let's go. All right, getting a shield. Retreating into an Empoleon with the Steel Wing. And we're going to go ahead and let this go here as we do resist that quick move. And this is fine. So we're going to go ahead and go for Trailblaze here. See if they want to use their last shield on this Empoleon. And they're letting it go and getting to their damn charge move. We're going to absolutely let this go. There is no need to shield this up. It'd be pointless and a waste. Now we have to decide what we want to do at this point. I'm going to go ahead and bring in the Dragology to take them out. And they have a Virizion in the bag, okay? Now we'll let this go. This is going to be a Sacred Sword more than likely. Yeah, not very effective. And then we're just going to go ahead and throw the Outrage. Hopefully we can land this here. And we do, immediately swapping into Necrozma. Now this Leaf Blade, if they do have it, is going to do a decent amount. So we're going to go ahead and shield it up here and wait for a potential catch. No catch. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and throw this. It's not very effective, but it's still enough to take them out. Hopefully I can just Shadow Claw down that Dragonite because it is going to be doing quite a bit. All right, we take that Leaf Blade quite well, and then getting to the Dark Pulse, which is going to take out this Dragonite here, and we should be able to Shadow Claw down that Virizion. And we're looking good. A little bit of lag there at the end, but we're able to take that win. All right, next game, leading with Dragalge again, met with a Giratina Origin, or Altered, my bad. And they're going to be swapping into their Swampert. Now, I'm pretty sure they're going to be going for Earthquake here, so I shield this up and we call it correctly, thank goodness. All right, we build up to Outrage, and we're going to go ahead and go for the Aqua Tail. I do believe I'm going to be getting 2 shields out of this Swampert, if I recall this here. All right, going for the next one. Give me all those shields and Necrozma can sweep up at the end, please, sir. All right, so we will let this go. I do believe they're going to go for 2 Hydros here, and we will survive the next one. As a matter of fact, we win this matchup with about 1 HP or so. All right, we get to the Aqua Tail. They are shieldless at this point, and this is exactly what you would want to see with low health so they can't farm you up. So we're going to go ahead and bring in the Ampharos because I don't want to shield everything up, and we're going to be able to take these hits a little bit better as opposed to Necrozma that's just so damn squishy, and we could potentially be seeing a super effective Shadow Claw, or well, yeah, Shadow Claw super effective, but Shadow Sneak too. So yeah, just better all around for the Ampharos while holding onto the shield for Necrozma at the end. Okay, going for another one of these brutal swings before they get to their charge move, which is great. So we do have our last shield, and they do have a Togekiss chunking away with Charm. And we're just going to go ahead and throw Future Sight. This will one-shot. This is what I'm telling you. The thing hits hard as hell if you can get that off. Pretty nice stuff. There you have your Necrozma, folks. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching, and I'll be catching you all next time. Take care.